And can I just say, ang sarap-sarap ng sento because we shower you with all the love and your love bounces back to us. My question is this. Let's be serious. This international focuses on SDGs or Sustainable Development Goals. As I followed your IG account, we focused on eradication of poverty and hunger. But there are 15 other SDGs that the United Nations is recommending, equally important. Why did you choose on eradicating poverty and hunger?
Yes, actually, thank you so much for that question. And thank you for resharing that post, Tito Norman. I got the notification. Well, actually, what you saw me posting about SDG 1, no poverty, and SDG 2, zero hunger, that's actually a series of posts that I'm doing. I am trying to show all 17 goals and how an individual, on an individual level, can make a difference with a simple act. So at the moment, I've only posted 3, but as my journey continues, I will post all 17. And it's like you said, all of them are equally important. All of them work together under the United Nations for the goal to be achieved by 2030. And actually, very soon I will be releasing my SDG video, which Miss International will be posting on their YouTube. And that one focuses on my personal SDGs of quality education and innovation.
And a very quick follow-up. There is social media pressure on you because you know that almost all the pageant sites are picking you as one of their top bets pre-arrival. During your first few days in Tokyo, what kind of first impression do you want to show your fellow candidates and organizers?
Wow, yes. Well, like you said, I have seen the hot pics. I'm so grateful to always be included amongst the top delegates. It's truly an inspiration. And I hope, I already am friends with the other delegates. And at the moment, we don't see any rivalry. So when I get there, I just hope that they'll see beyond the sash, beyond those hot pics, and we'll just make good friendship and lasting memories despite the sash that I am wearing. But actually, a lot of them have told me it's an inspiration, and they're happy to be my friend.
Best of luck, Anna, and I know you will wear and you get them made proud as international. Let's enjoy our MMs afterwards.
Thank you, Tito Norman. Can I just mention, actually, when I joined a pageant in 2014, Tito Norman featured me in his blog, and I was so relieved. So I'm so grateful that you're here today for my send-off.
Just give me the stage.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Jason from Sashes Reps. I don't know if you still remember me from 2018. So anyway, you're a forensic scientist and you've worked with the Department of Science and Technology for your SDG, right? Can you tell us more about how you partnered with the OSC and moving forward in the competition? What are the highlights that you would want to, people know about your SDG project?
Yes, well, as we saw in the short clip, which I'm very grateful for, they replayed my opening statement from Binibini last year. Thank you. So we were asked last year, what is a lesson or something you learned during the pandemic? And there's so many things were going through my mind, like mental health or the importance of family, but I remembered to stick to my core, which is what I believe in, that we need to invest more in science. So in that 30 seconds we were given on stage, that's what I said. We need to invest in science and technology. And I did not know that people from the Department of Science and Technology were watching the pageant that night. And the next day they congratulated me and invited me to speak at their online events. And then I even hosted an event for them. So I'm so grateful that both of my passions, science and pageantry, came together. For the SDGs, well, SDG number 9 is about innovation. So that's where science and technology fits in. And recently I was able to meet the Undersecretary of DOST, some of the council heads, and we're discussing many things, again, that an individual can do to help achieve these goals. So again, watch out for my video, which will explain a little bit more. But again, I'm so grateful for the platform that Binibini gave me, because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be there with DOST also.
Yeah, and a follow-up question to that. Nowadays, the crowning of the Binibining Pilipinas International has like a year's worth of time to prepare for their turn at the Tokyo-based pageant. Do you think that because of the addition of the requirement that you need to have a UN SDG related project, do you think that that's the right move so that like Ballroom and the ladies that will come after her would have enough time to conceptualize and flesh in their projects?
Yes, well, that's what I would like to mention also, that I truly see it as a blessing that we were given an extra year to prepare here in Binibining Pilipinas. And when it comes to the SDGs, this isn't about creating a new advocacy. It's about sticking back to your personal advocacy that you're already working on, and then seeing under which goal it fits. So again, for me, I've always been an advocate for quality education, and then it fits perfectly into SDG 4. So I'm not sure if the SDGs will still be the theme for Nepal's batch, but I already see that she is advocating so much, and she will be a great ambassador also for the UN SDGs.
Hannah, I think that the Love Beach crowd will look good on her head.
Thank you
Good
so
luck.
much. Thank you, Sir Jeff.
Hi, Hannah. Good afternoon. My name is Franz Ivan from Mars, France. And my question to you is, you mentioned that you prepare not only for a year and a half, but 4 years. So how was the transformation of Hannah way back 2018 and the Hannah now, which is 2020?
Yes, well, first of all, hi, Mars. I was waiting for your video. Yes, well, back in 2018, I was an independent candidate. I was surrounded by a very supportive family friend group, so I'd like to shout out to them. Tito Ito, Kuya Don, and Tito Boyong, thank you so much for your help back in 2018. We were all newbies to the national scene here of pageantry, but I think we did okay. But of course, once I was a candidate, I realized there's a lot more to work on, a lot more to train. So as Tito Jerry said, when he offered me the opportunity to join Aces and Queens, I realized I think that's where I needed to go, and that's where I would grow more. So I'm very grateful for Aces and Queens for taking me under their wing. And I'd like to say that I've improved in my communication skills. Even my author, who was shown in the video, she really saw my improvement. She was so shocked. Every time I have interviews, she asks me, were you given that ahead of time? Because you're answering so much better than before. But I said that's really a part of the whole process of pageantry. You really grow in all aspects. And yeah, I just really feel like I'm very ready now for Japan.
Thank you, Mars. And lastly, you'll be flying in Tokyo, Japan this coming November, if I'm not mistaken. And have you already asked for advice for our great queens such as Charities, Miss Lara, Miss Bea?
Yes, well, like Abby said, earlier this year I was training with her, and we were also training with Ate Kylie, and she gave a lot of good advice. She's always telling me to message her, but she's so busy being the best actress that sometimes it's hard to get a reply. But for example, Patch has given me so much advice. She was one of my best friends in 2019 during the journey. And all the time she always hypes me up, and she just tells me how to be yourself, because that will shine on the night. She said, don't look at the social media comments, just believe in yourself and what you and your team have prepared, because that's really going to shine on the coronation night.
And lastly, any Japanese words now na alam mo?
Yes, well, my favorite, of course, is oishi.
Delicious.
I'm so excited to eat them. Yes, thank you, Mars.
Thank
Oh,
you.
some more.
And good luck and congratulations in advance.
Thank you.
Armin and Nina from Water. First of all, a lot of people have mentioned or have observed that we have similarities with the awards panel. How does that make you feel, and how will that affect your preparation and your participation in this international?
Well, that's definitely one of the best compliments that I received. And even when Atikia said it to me herself, she said it was like looking in the mirror, but at a younger, taller version. I really got so relieved because, as we all know, Atikia joined Binibini 3 times. And before she went to Miss Universe, some people were starting to lose faith in her, but she just kept on enjoying the whole process, being herself. And that's really my motivation. I hope I will have the same story as her, that on the night, all my hard work will, and the faith will match up and it will be a successful night.
Adam from the Adams. I have so many questions, but I think I'll just limit myself to 2 questions. Number 1, as you all know, this is the first time that Miss International is introducing a fan vote in its edition. So I just want to tease you right now, or do you okay? Which would you, if you make it to top 50, which of it would you rather prefer? Make it to top 15 on your own merit, or get to top 15 through fan vote?
Oh my God.
And how would you encourage, and if you choose the last one, how would you encourage the Filipino fans to vote for you relentlessly for that spot?
Yes, wow. Honestly, I kind of forgot about that app already. But yes, because it's brand new. It's the new app in Miss International. It starts this November 30. Like you said, 3 girls will be chosen to make top 15. And I feel like, of course, I would want to know that I made it with how I performed the whole journey, but I would absolutely love it if I made it through as a fan vote. It means that the whole Philippines has been watching, is cheering, and that they believe this crown is for everyone. So I really hope that come November 30, when the app opens, everyone will be sharing and voting for the Philippines, and hopefully we will make it to top 15.
All right, thank you. And that last question. You've prepared, your situation is very unique because you've had, among all the Binibining Pilipinas title holders, you've got the longest preparation. So can you take us through how it has been for you during that long wait? Did it serve as an advantage for you in preparing for the competition, or is it otherwise?
Yes, well, as soon as I won last year, I was ready to prepare my national costume, my evening gown, everything. I was really like looking straight towards the Miss International competition. But then, as we know, Miss International was delayed, so that kind of came as a bump in the road that I wasn't expecting. It took me a little bit of time to regain my footing, honestly, because I was a little lost. I wasn't sure if I would still be the representative. There were still so many unknowns. Even Binibini didn't know when Miss International would push through. So as soon as they announced it was happening and that I would still be the representative, all my preparations began again. I tried to limit my intake of food because, as I said, I love eating so much. And I really believe that it's been a blessing in the end. I had more time to focus on my advocacy, work with DOST. I became an ambassador for Love Yourself Philippines, Child Hope Philippines, and was able to focus on my own advocacies like Books of Tomorrow, PH. So again, I believe that long period is definitely a blessing.
All right, thank you and good luck.
Thank you, Kuya Adam.
Hi, Anna, Francois from Pageant Philippines. And Hannah, I can see that there's a lot of pressure that you hold on your shoulder right now. So, which of this pressure that you consider as the heaviest among all these pressures? And how do you handle it?
The heaviest pressure. Well, you know what? Actually, I was feeling the pressure leading up to today, but then when I walked in and saw all of your faces, it reminded me that there's so many people that have my back. So no matter what happens, you're all still going to be there for me. So that pressure legit went off my shoulders as I walked that red carpet. I don't feel the pressure, like as we say, Philippines is a powerhouse in pageantry, and that in itself is a bit of pressure. But for me, I'm really seeing that as my biggest motivation, and I'm just so excited to go on November 30 and finally wear the Philippine sash.
That's fantastic, and congratulations once again, and good luck to you.
Thank you, Paul.
Robert from Manila. Our first question, what can you promise to all the pageant fans out there, especially those who are rooting for you?
Sorry, what can
you promise?
Promise? Well, I can promise a really beautiful national costume by Sir Manny Halasan. And I can promise a very beautiful evening gown by Sir Leo Arnold. And a very beautiful swimsuit by Dia Ali, by Justine Alvarez. And I can promise that I've been training my hair and makeup with help from Jonas Lucas, Jessie, Leigh, Shello, Florence. Yes, I can promise that all of their teamwork and their love for me, that will be there on the international stage with me. So I'm very grateful for all of them there.
Thank you. For my last question. Within 4 years, what were some of your realizations before you go to the finals of Miss International? What did you realize? Within 4 years of preparation, while waiting for the Miss International pageant, what were some of your realizations?
Yes, well, I've said this many times, like Nicole said, that what I was telling her was just be yourself. You know, honestly, in 2019, I think I was trying to be really fierce because, as we know, there was another crown under Binibini that time. So we were all trying to be that fierce girl, the girl that could bring back a back-to-back from Ate Catriona. So I was trying to mold myself to be someone else. But then, as time went on, I realized if I'm just myself, if I'm enjoying, that's going to show on stage. People will truly love me. I will enjoy every moment. And as a judge myself in pageantry, I see that in the girls when they're enjoying and being themselves. So that's my biggest realization. When you join pageantry, be yourself and remember why you joined.
Hello,
Hello.
I'm Jake Pagao for Live Business Insight. I remember the first time we joined in Pilipinas. I mentioned the arcade here near Green Day, and coincidentally, Esther's mom was there. Yes. And it's been quite a while, so I was just wondering. Now that finally you are going to this international, did you experience, and how many times did you experience some moments of frustration because of what has been happening in those uncertain times?
Well, I definitely can't count that on my fingers. There is a lot of frustrating times where I was upset and thought about giving up, honestly. But again, I remember the people that have given up so much of their time to help me, even since 2018. My amazing band team, my stylist, my friends, my camp. The fact that they didn't give up in me, I realized I shouldn't give up in myself. And what I did to get through this, my mom also told me, just look in the mirror and remind myself that I am beautiful and God is always with me. So that's how I got through those moments of frustration.
And it gave you the longer time to prepare. I think that should be an advantage.
Yes.
Speaking of advantage, how do you put into advantage combining science and pageantry as you go to the international stage?
Yes, well, what I love about science is that when you're about to start an experiment, you're thinking of your end goal. You come up with a hypothesis of what you want to happen. And if it doesn't work out, you go back and you fix the equation, you fix the bits and pieces you were putting into the experiment. So just like in pageantry, I had that end goal in mind, the crown and the platform. And when it didn't work out the first time, or when things don't go as planned, I go back and reevaluate the equation or change some things, and then eventually I will get that goal. So I think science and pageantry are very similar. You have to work towards the little equations and its and pieces to get that final boom.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bring home this many
Thank you.
Hello.
Sorry? That one? Okay.
I assume we had you know how much we love you. For us, you're always the perfect woman, perfect Filipino beauty. I know my first question, what's the best advice did you get from your mom and from your dad?
From my mom and dad. Actually, I realized I said this back in my 2019 introduction that the best advice they gave me is that actions speak louder than words. So, you know, if you're going to promise something, make sure you really show it, put your 100% physically into it. And yes, that was really the biggest motivational thing they told me. Actions speak louder than words.
What about from your dad?
Oh yes, that's from both of them. As you can see, my dad is not a man of many words.
Last question, Queen Hannah. How important are your fans, particularly enemies, for you? And what's your message for them?
Yes, well, I think there are some Hanbis outside the doors. They're waiting. They, like you said, they really are so important in this journey. If it wasn't for them believing in me back in 2019, I wouldn't have thought about joining again. Because that really, when I didn't win, actually, in 2019, I walked out the Coliseum and all of my Hanabis were there waiting. And that's when I realized, with or without a crown, they're still going to be there for me and they want to listen to what I have to share, they're going to help me with my advocacies. So up until now, my Hanabis is still here and I'm so grateful that they didn't leave. They're still in the group chats, they still like and share everything. So they're really so important in the pageant journey. And I'm grateful to be their queen bee, as they say. So I really hope all the Hanabis will keep on praying for me and will vote on November 13th.
And this one is for your dad.
Oh my
For you
gosh.
to wear in Japan.
Thank
Good luck.
you. Thank you so much. Oh, finally I have my own necktie. I've been so jealous of all the send-offs. Thank you, Sir Ethan. Thank you.
Thank you very much. From Mr. Mario Duma.
Anna, congratulations. You're very radiant, and I see the next international in you. Nakausap ko si Taiko sa and she foresees the 7th Miss International. What are your thoughts about it?
Oh, wow. Coming from Kylie, 6th Miss International Philippines, that's truly a big heartwarming thing to hear. She's truly an inspiration, and as we can see, she's still advocating at the moment. She's still being such a queen, and I really hope I can be like her. When people tell me they see that new crown on me, it brings me butterflies, goosebumps, and yeah, the biggest motivation ever. But I do hope that if I don't come back with the crown, I hope you still all love me and still support me on my next endeavor. But I hope to bring it back.
Thank you very much. And for our last question, we have one more on the floor.
Good afternoon, HW. So my only question is, who and what motivates you to win the 7th Miss International crown to the Philippines?
Oh, well, who is definitely everyone here in the room, those watching online, my family, the Hanabis, honestly, everyone who has ever smiled at me, that truly, truly motivates me. And what motivates me is my advocacy, that I'm doing this for the future generations, for quality education, for investment in science. That is why I am here, that is why I wanted to join pageantry and have this platform. So again, thank you so much to everyone who has ever smiled at me, said a positive thing to me, because that's truly my love language, positive affirmations. So I appreciate it so much.
Thank you and take care.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hannah. And salamat. Mabuhay, salamat sa inyo, mga kaibigan namin sa media. Thank you very much for joining us today. To our Binibini, Hannah, Arnold. Again, we wish you the very best of luck. We know you will make the whole country proud next month. So just remember that your BPCI family and the entire Philippines are here to cheer you up and support you all the way. To everyone, please mark your calendars. The 60th Miss International Pageant will be held on December 13 in Tokyo, Japan. Please show your support to our Binibini Hannah Arnold by following her on her social media pages. And don't forget to download the new Miss International mobile app and vote for Hannah starting November 30. Don't forget, download the Miss International app and vote starting on November 30. We are all counting on your continuous support to help our Binibini Queen advance to the top 15. Thank you to the other Binibini Queens, our Queen Sisters, our very special guests, Novotel, Manila, Araneta.